Welcome to another edition of Animals of the Wild. It's Clyde Ryder with my guest Zayne Fontes. I'm originally supposed to actually be hanging out today in Bixter, California, but that didn't happen. Social distancing and everything going on right now.
Well, it's also raining there all weekend. But this is like a paradise. This is like freaking nice.
Yeah, we're in the middle of Joshua Tree. We literally have this stream just cutting right through us. And all these gorgeous boulders just kind of stacked on top of each other.
It's like a little Zen garden.
Isn't it?
It's like super peaceful, little retreat, tranquil.
Oh, that little
sanctuary.
trickling that's just going on.
Yeah, that little ASMR.
Tell us about the first trip that we went on. Or the mammoth trip. Tell us about the mammoth trip that we went on. I think that's quest number 5.
Well, the food was great. It was fun to.
Yeah.
It was fun. That was fun. We did all the food for it.
Yeah, Zayne helped out with the food on that one.
And then everybody just got
Fajita shrimp burritos. Delicious.
Yeah, we did not hold back.
No, not at all. We had that huge, ginormous skillet, and we're just chefing it up for everybody.
Yeah, that was fun. The spot was amazing.
Yes.
The fact that it was next to a creek made it like a way more of a gem of a campsite. But I don't know, that was a good spot. And then we just took over the whole area.
I know, we had, I think it was 18 people.
Yeah, actually it was a good amount of people.
Yeah, it was a big group on that
cool.
one. And that little bear running through our campsite on that one,
that
little
was
cinnamon
crazy.
bear.
That was crazy.
And yeah, the thing just ran up right up in that tree. Felt like it wasn't even scared of any humans either. It's kind of just comfortable.
Dude, yeah.
Like too many people are
wanted to
feeding
go about
Yogi Bear in the park.
Yeah,
Right?
he wanted our food.
Yeah.
Sure.
Didn't even care. Like when I was chasing him with that pot and pan banging it, he didn't even care.
I can't believe you were chasing a bear with a pot and a pan out. You're literally, we're just watching you. It's like a movie, and Mike comes out of nowhere, out of the bushes with a pot and pan. You're chasing a bear out of the campsite.
That was wild stuff, man. That was wild stuff. These trips, I feel like they really allow us to get intimate. Sometimes a little bit too crazy, like that. That wasn't even my only bear story of the year. But I mean, we see a lot of wildlife, lots of birds out here, beautiful starscapes that we get to see.
Tonight,
do you have any favorite places in your own journey that you've been on? Does anything speak out to you, or you just kind of got lost? I mean, you've been to a lot. You travel a couple times a month.
Yeah.
New spot.
Like my favorite places, probably one of my favorite places is, Joshua Tree right here.
Yeah.
Something
about the desert being so vast, you can see across the whole thing, and it just looks endless sometimes.
It's just perfect. But probably, if I had to just be there all the time, just up north, Pacific
Northwest.
Yeah,
I like the greenery.
Up in Oregon, the real green, radiant, super beautiful rainforests on the coast. That's my vibe. That's where I would like to be. I want to get one of those Sprinter vans and live that van life.
Absolutely. I mean, you're on your way right now. You have the van that's all decked out inside. Tell me your favorite setup you've had with it so far, and where that was. Where did it take you?
Probably the best so far was just this recent trip to Anza Borrego.
Nice. We
had this whole bar set up and floor seating and a shade in the deserts, and we had lighting at night, and we used the cars to block the wind, and we were making freaking smoothies.
Nice. I know, right? We're using the solar panel sun energy to make smoothies.
I never thought that
being in a desert out in the middle of nowhere.
2 years ago that I was like, maybe I could do this.
Yeah.
And then now I'm making smoothies out in the desert.
Right.
And
what was the first thing you powered up with your solar panel? Because you're on a green kick for sure.
I got a few different things to test out because I was gonna be where can I take this? So
Is it true you blew up the battery?
No, I did not blow up the battery.
You didn't blow up the battery?
No, that would have been...
Oh, I thought you sizzled something out.
No.
Okay.
It sizzled. It was not a happy battery.
Okay.
It could have got to that point. You
Okay.
just have to be careful.
Yeah.
I would not recommend anybody else doing it.
Got it.
But I've gotten a lot out of it.
Absolutely.
Like,
That's what I
so
love.
the first thing was like a little mini fridge. So I put like a 6-pack in there, and it stayed cold. It
Nice.
was lit.
Nice.
The best part has been the sink. You
Yeah,
don't
that's the
realize how
easiest
nice.
with the pump and everything.
Yeah, with the little
Yeah.
electric pump. But just charging your camera, like things like, you think that power is like not even really necessary, but when it comes to like, if you want to be out there to take nice pictures
right.
and your camera dies,
What are you
like,
gonna do about it?
yeah,
I mean, it's just nice. It's free energy. I mean, it's straight up coming from the sun. Why not take advantage of it?
It's just
right?
a kind of a cool, like, it's like wealth, like having
Yeah.
it, like you get to.
I mean, you're learning to harness nature a little bit more, and it's renewable resources. So why not take advantage of it?
I feel like having a kit like that kind of makes you adapt to the environment rather than making the environment adapt to you. So
Right, because you're kind of chasing the sun as well. You have to find the sunspots. If there's clouds, you're kind of screwed.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's kind of a flow out in nature, I think. That's pretty interesting. You have to figure out. Do you
Always changes.
do you have a favorite season?
Favorite season? Probably. I mean, I would have to say spring. Like right now, this has been the most beautiful
Yeah.
time to, just because I've gotten to go out so much and enjoy it. Like with
Especially right now, yeah.
everything blooming and like just the feel of outside just feels so good to be in the sun. It's like a perfect balance of hot and cold, and everything is so much water. And when you're driving out on the highways and everything,
It's
everything
just
is
lush
green.
and gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like the natural. It's like how California should look all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like so fertile. Spring, definitely.
I always have to say the same thing. Summertime used to be my favorite, but that was only because I was in school and it was summer break, and I was like, of course,
Of course.
yeah,
But
I'd
this
go to
is
the beach
spring-
and hang out with my friends.
For me, this is spring break, so this is like
Yeah,
prime time for me. I'm enjoying it.
and now it's like summer. That feeling of summer of freedom happens quite often. I feel now that we have our own resources, vehicle transportation, knowledge, and know-how to be out here, it's so accessible.
Now, yeah, it is.
Dude,
It's-
we hang
it's
out
getting
out
easier and
here
easier
all
to
the
just
time.
come out. Once you have some
You don't even have to
basic
really
gear,
think about it.
No, you throw
Yeah.
it in the car and you go.
Right.
And I'm kind of, thinking
You
more
become
and
a
more.
lot more efficient, but now that we're at this efficient level, keep pushing the ante of what we can
Yeah,
do
now
out
what?
here.
Now what are we gonna do? That's what's gonna.
Yeah,
Now,
the goal
it's
is
a good exercise in creativity. Like how can you
to build
bring
something
your
out of
own little
nothing and kind of make a portable, renewable energy to survive off the wealth, as you will, out. Nature is so much abundance out here.
to come out here and be comfortable and actually enjoy it, not be so,
Yeah, to kind of cohesively adapt to it in a way. I don't want to ever be too obnoxious
Yeah, the
about
trick
my
is to
presence
keep,
in nature.
The trick is to keep all the clutter down. I feel like sometimes
Yeah.
you can start bringing stuff and then it just adds up though. So you have to keep it simple.
Keep it simple, totally. I think I learned keep it simple best when I was living out of my van in Humboldt. I wasn't able to have a lot.
Yeah.
I basically stripped down to.
I think it's funny that
The
you
bare
had to live in a
essentials.
van, and my dream is to live in a van.
I mean,
But
I
a
could have
luxury van.
figured an other option out. There's always other options. The van seemed so appealing because my home was mobile.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
that's
like
why
that idea.
We were talking about what does
Yeah.
home mean to you. and, like,
Exactly.
it's nomadic. It's with you all the time. You bring it with you.
Yeah, it's your heart. Wherever your heart draws you, like to the certain places and certain people, wherever you're connecting with on a very passionate, love-filled level, that's where your home's gonna feel like.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm really passionate about the outdoors. So and after seeing so many like beautiful places, it'd be hard to settle down in any one place. Yeah,
100%.
It's really hard for me to imagine having a house somewhere
Yeah.
and then just staying there. Like I want to be in the desert, and then the next day I want to be in the forest, and the next.
I
day,
imagine just living seasonally, like
Yeah,
chasing
just-
seasons
yeah.
around, you know?
But every once in a while, you can mix it up and go to the snow or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why that mobile life is so appealing, because you can easily just get up and go.
Yeah. And my favorite thing is the rain. Like, I think it's the most
Really?
beautiful thing that nature does is
Oh,
rain.
that's crazy. Well, you
So-
haven't lived in the Pacific Northwest for much. There's literally, I'm not even lying, I think it was like 12 to 13 days in a row of rain in Humboldt.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was soggy every day. I went through
Yeah.
all my shoes, even the waterproof.
And I need
I
like
guess
a
water
space
resistant.
heater or something to keep it dry.
Yeah,
I'll probably-
mold happens like crazy.
That's what I put my energy into. Then.
There'd be times I was waking up and I was like, I smell mold in the morning. That means I slept through that. It's like, yeah, that might have taken off a year or two of life, but we'll
Or
gotta
maybe it
do
made
what
you
we have to
stronger.
do.
Maybe it's made
Make you more
immune to
resilient,
everything
right?
going on around right now.
I think that's why it's good to go ahead and drink water from natural resources. Kind of test your gut level and make it more resilient. I think the more you put into your body, the more your body has to adapt to, so it becomes stronger at fighting foreign things, objects.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. That makes sense.
The resilience, you know.
Yeah.
I was having that thought. What do you think? Resilience makes you stronger. That must adapt to infants and newborns. That the resiliency of maybe anxiety or stress during a pregnancy causes the baby to become more resilient out
Okay.
of the womb.
So here's what I heard too. Was
Okay.
that history as a whole is
Uh-huh.
like childbirth, in that you're going through an uncomfortable situation
Okay.
until you come out of it and you're birthed and realized.
Mm.
But that's why
Is that the lessons
That's
and then
the
the
lesson.
realizations?
it's kind of a crazy situation going through the tunnel, you know,
Mhm.
and then you come out.
Right.
So right now we're
and
going.
your eyes become wide open to
So, like,
everything. Like something clicks and that
Yeah.
epiphany happens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've had plenty of those moments in life.
Mhm.
Is there anything recently that's came to you, kind of a lesson that sticks out more than others?
I want to say that just remembering that like things are beautiful in themselves.
Mhm.
Like just out here,
you don't have to add all the time.
you don't have to make it anything
No.
other than what it is. Just it's so simple. Just water pouring out of it. It doesn't think about it. It just flows.
And I think there's a certain quality about men, women wanting to see this and take control of it right away and somehow manipulate
I
it
think
to something
beauty
else.
can drive people mad, like insane.
Uh-huh.
It's just so
But
much.
if you learn to kind of appreciate what's already there without kind of manipulating,
yeah, or mining it, trying to get
mining
more
it.
of it,
right.
and just
accept what's already there.
yeah, and
even
you
in
can get
part-
so much more.
Oh, thinking about partnerships and relationships, you putting somebody on a pedestal and they're way up here. Once they make that mistake or once they can't live up to this, since you already have them here, they're failing you and you're almost falling out of love because they're not where you project them or want them to
And
be.
we do that with nature too.
Absolutely.
And that's, yeah. If we can learn to just appreciate it as it is and just let it be, and then we can really notice that it's really doing some amazing stuff, just doing its ordinary daily life.
Mhm.
Like it's just beautiful.
Absolutely. It's been ancient and always going. Even look at what's happening due to people staying indoors more. We talked about it earlier, the pollution's going down. There is dolphins that haven't been seen in the Venice canals.
Yeah, it's quickly how
Forever.
crazy.
It's
or
quick.
How quick that is.
Right.
Yeah.
So nature is more powerful. We're adapting it, we're manipulating it, but as soon as we let go of the gas and take off our control of it, it just goes right back to what nature does always. That's been doing for centuries in
Mhm.
ancient civilization. Like if we were out of the picture, I wonder how fast nature would take over.
Yeah.
I imagine pretty quick.
And I still think it's doing a lot behind the scenes that we don't give it credit for. It's still dealing with so much and still able to pull off a lot of it. Yeah.
Right? Despite roads being put down and cutting through,
Yeah.
besides dams being put up and different animal populations, still pulls through and provides us fish. And
I am somewhat optimistic about like humanity learning to kind of turn it around. and we can come out of it. I don't feel like we're gonna take the whole thing
It's
into
not
the
gonna be a
ground.
doomsday.
Yeah, I don't think it's because I feel like that should have already happened. Like, how come we're still going? I feel like it's giving us so many chances. There's like contingency. You have so much room to screw up. I think it must have.
There's a lot of warning signs that are happening too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I feel like every single day now, it's just has such long-lasting effects in how our decisions that we make throughout the day has such significance over like everything now.
Yeah.
Like it could really spin
We have a larger
either
impact than
direction.
we really think. When you think about every little thing you do throughout the day and what the impact of that is on the
everything,
natural environment.
Technology, culture, all of it, it's approaching its own asymptote, just going to infinity. Everything in its own direction. It's just going crazy. It's like no one person can control it. It's just it's a mind. It's an ecosystem. It's just going up the evolutionary ladder onto its next thing, becoming more and more complex, more interesting, and that's reflected in all of us in our daily lives. More interesting than we've ever been, I think.
Yeah. And I find people who are living harmoniously and living closer to their true self the most fascinating, interesting people when you really get down to your core and what it all means.
When you ask really what you want, what do you want? What?
And really just don't, specific to you. Don't
listen.
worry about any outside influence from anybody else.
Because I think if you figured out,
trying to control your life.
if you figured out exactly what you wanted, then you would easily be able to achieve that because it's actually what you want. But because we come up with all this extra nonsense on top, and then we're chasing these ideas that we don't really want. So
right. Just follow that intuition and whatever that first thought or first little direction, just go with that.
Because otherwise you can feel the resistance.
Absolutely.
You know it, you're going against yourself. But if you can pick a route that's going with yourself, then you have so much energy to achieve the things that you want to.
And you're really just wasting time when you're not going with your natural instinct.
Wasting time, wasting energy.
Absolutely. Because when you think about it, you have the right choice you should be making. Then you have all the influences weighing it here. And the more you weigh it, the more it gets heavier. So when you finally choose a decision, all this is still going to be weighing down on your heart. Like, I'm missing out on this and this and this because you spent all those hours and so much energy thinking about it. Like, nonsense, really.
We've demonstrated as conscious beings that we could be bummed out all the time and live in a hell. We could. Yeah. We can make our world a hell. But
I feel like we have a lot of control in our outside.
That's our choice in the moment. Like we can also turn it into something really beautiful. Why not take the power of these minds and create a heaven, a beautiful place on earth?
Absolutely. It's in your every waking moment. Really, you're creating these.
When you brush your teeth,
environments.
When you wash your dishes, you can still be like.
And I feel like the lighter, the more positive, the more energy you're holding, you're influencing with yourself, the more of a light being, closer you are to God. I feel like the larger your influence is. Like the bubble around you is affected positively. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the group we've been hanging out with recently is extremely positive and uplifting, and it's been helping us all grow.
All of us are looking for something a little bit beyond just the life that was already cut out for us. We're looking for something a little bit deeper than just that top layer. We don't know maybe yet what it is,
but we're finding it. I've definitely felt the realities of
and we're all helping each other get to that and concentrating it.
I think we know what it is, and I think we're on our way to go ahead and achieve that. I think we get that, and we're influencing a larger community around us to go ahead and look for whatever that is too, that deeper meaning to life and that self-discovery that we all need, which is where the native quest comes from. That quest is ever long, always trying to find yourself. I think that's important. It's a lifelong journey.
The voyage.
Yeah, and I think it's important to slow down in different chapters of life to go ahead and reflect on that last chapter, and you really get to soak it all in. and learn those lessons that came to you.
Yeah, it feels like the more I live, it seems less. It doesn't really matter exactly what I'm doing or my current situation. Really, it's just more. Am I paying attention to it? Am I, appreciating it?
Right.
Am I giving it attention?
Yeah, you must be completely invoked in the total present moment and be always in gratitude. Even during dark times, being in gratitude, the uplifting power it has to focus on something positive, because there's always something, right? You can have a bad moment but not have a bad day, I feel. Right?
Oh yeah, but you could easily, on the other hand, take that one bad moment and turn it into a whole bad day.
Oh, absolutely.
Or a whole bad life.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why I think solitude is good. You get to reflect on those kind of dark moments.
It's kind of like really sobriety, in a way. It's kind of like
allows you to process.
Instead of being high all the time, you're now able to come back to center. Yeah, and just kind of zero out so that you know where the ground is, so that then you can do the stuff on top of it too. But you have
to ground yourself first.
Yeah. And that in a way, you do have to be alone sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, every time large things happen in my life and there's a major consequence or impact, I definitely have to take a solitude and a small sabbatical with myself.
Because we don't realize that we're always creating this, social character, and that takes energy and attention in itself to make sure that we do it.
You don't want to lose the truth of whoever that is.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to put any front or mask on or anything like that. I want it to come from a real place. So you have to do the work inside every once in a while in order for that person to. I only want to promote positivity and love. I mean, I'm trying not to allow too much negativity to be filtered all the way through me and outpour onto other people. I try to stop that right away. That's where that solitude and reflection comes from.
But also, suffering is just like a part of life, and
in this long period sometimes
it's a teacher, like you said. And
I mean, understanding it takes a while to even understand that it's there. It kind of comes on a little subtly, and then you wake up one day and I've kind of been unhappy for a while. I really don't know why. And you have to find out why, and it takes some more time. And then getting out of it to do the actual things you need to do to get out of it. You have to learn something usually. I think during the darker moments of life, hidden gems of wisdom are kind of given to us. So we have to learn something to get out of that suffering.
When we hit rock bottom,
you learn the most.
The ego kind of just can't go on, and you're able to then see the blinders.
You humble yourself and you be present.
You're humbled.
Humble. Yeah, humble's big because you have to admit.
Because then you listen. Then you're finally like, okay, now what? Life. Now show me.
Yeah.
Like your turn.
Obviously, I can't do it by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to.
And we can't do it by ourselves. We can't do it.
It's not practical.
That's why we develop. We're not meant to be hermits.
Why would you want to live?
We were nomadic people since day one. Always in a tribe. Always in a group, a community, a village, a city, a country, the world. Right now, I think we're all kind of empathizing with each other. But I'm always connected though. Connected to you, connected to everybody else here, my family, God, Jesus, all at the same time.
And then at the same time, we're living our own independent journeys, our own stories, and that allows us to then mix with other stories and just create. We get to share those stories with other people.
There's this. I read this book and there's a quote from it. This kind of talks about that, where your life represents a piece of bread, a loaf of bread, as does mine. Maybe I have garlic. Yours is just butter Parmesan. And we don't eat from the same piece of bread. But I share some of my bread with you, and you share some of my bread with me. And it's unique and it's different. We're not taken from the same life. We're not living the same life. We're living our own unique lives. But we share.
And both of us...
This is sharing right now, sharing life.
In that exchange, both of us have benefited some wisdom or knowledge about.
Because I've never understood what the Parmesan buttered
Dude,
loaf of bread tastes like.
It's
or
like a
whatever it
chemical
is.
reaction. Both parties are changed afterwards forever.
That's why I think conversation is so important. Oftentimes, I'll be having a conversation with somebody, speaking to them, and some wisdom will come out of me that I even never heard before.
Yeah,
It'll be an
you don't-
epiphany for me at the same time.
You don't
Like I
realize
just learned.
you have it. Yeah.
Right. It's my subconscious finally having that click that I needed.
Yeah.
And that's all
And
I
then
needed.
when it's able to just flow out in your own language,
Oh, yeah.
and you're bringing this like wisdom down from basically the heavens or whatever, now bringing it into your own language and then sharing it with your people.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Wisdom is the most important thing. Started reading Proverbs every day. Today's day 4. So there's 31 Proverbs in the month, which basically goes with, or 31 Proverbs, which basically goes with the month. That's perfect.
That is perfect.
Yeah. I mean, in the Proverbs, it's like, seek wisdom more than seeking gold or silver, for it's way more valuable. And how true is that?